Little video on batteries, my personal favorites. So the first category is your standard alkaline batteries. Of course, you got your Duraleaks, you got your Energizers, you got your Rayovacs, you got your carbon batteries, you got your lithium batteries, whatever you want. I personally like the industrial Energizers. Why? It's kind of a nice blend of the price of an alkaline, but the character and performance of a lithium. So these guys, they're engineered a little bit differently, where, you know, they were meant to be an alkaline battery, but like I said, they have the character of a lithium battery, as in they tolerate the colder weather a little bit better than alkalines. Because alkalines, they're only meant to be outside about 20 degrees or so before, depending on your device, how sensitive it is, gives you low battery warnings and stuff like that until it warms up, and then it's on and off, on and off, on and off. That can sometimes drive you nuts. So I prefer the industrial Energizers. Duracell makes them, if you can find them. I find these on Amazon. I buy them in a 24-pack. Very handy to have for that perfect blend of the price of an alkaline, but the performance of a lithium battery. Because we all know that lithium batteries they cost a small fortune and stuff like that. Moving on to nickel metal hydride, there is just plethoras of nickel metal hydrides out there. Basically, most of them are pretty good. My favorite brand is the Powerex. I've been using them since they came on the market back in 1993. These are the Powerex Pros. These are my newest Powerexes, and these guys are made in Japan, so they're pretty decent quality. For many years, I went through the growing pains of this particular outfit, where they were introducing almost twice a month a new battery. This was maybe about 15 years ago. They started out with 1500s, and then 1750s, and then 1900s, and then 2000s, and 2100s, and 2300s, and 2450s, and 2500s, and 2600s, and 2700s. I think they tried to get up to about 3 amp hours of battery. Well, I test all of them throughout the years, because their own chargers kind of threw them in the bag, because these chargers have a break-in and an analyzing feature in them, and they would never come up to their standards. I don't bother testing them anymore, because I'm not really power demanding and have a real huge need for nickel metal hydrides. They got their purposes in certain things, but for me, I moved away from them just to get away from the low battery warnings of a nickel metal hydride rechargeable battery, because they only run at, maybe fully charged at 1.3 volts at tops. But as the battery ages, that nice little top charge dwindles quite rapidly. And even sometimes a freshly charged battery, you throw it in something and it says low battery. So I moved away from them. I still use these in certain things like remote controls and stuff like that. It's a perfect stuff for that purpose, because especially today's nickel metal hydrides, they got a low self-discharge now. So they last a long time in a remote control, and then there's really not much else to say. So of course, I moved on in the battery department. I started using these things a couple of years ago. These are your rechargeable lithiums. The biggest advantage with these guys is they're a true 1.5 volt battery. And on top of that, the earlier models really don't have the huge capacity like like your regular alkalines and your lithiums, but they charge up fairly quickly. So they were nice to have that around. And on top of that, they have the same operating character as a normal lithium battery or alkaline battery, where as the voltage and the capacity gets depleted in them, they act like an alkaline battery. So, you know, as the battery gets depleted inside, the voltage starts to drop. And depending how these are constructed, I really don't know how these are constructed, whether there is a little tiny lithium cell in there, like a 3.6 or a 3.7 battery in there, or it's just a lithium rechargeable type of battery. I really don't know. I've never cracked one open to see what's in them, but I do know that these particular ones, they have a little charging circuit in them. So because, well, obviously you got to have room to charge it if you're using a micro USB port and stuff like that. Very good battery to have for your normal everyday usage. You know, like small toys and gaming controllers and stuff that doesn't have a lot of draw that really wreaks havoc on them and stuff like that. So, been using these for a couple of years now. I really like them. It really made me move away further from the nickel metal hydride, but still have usage for alkalines, primarily for outdoor sensors and maybe a flashlight or two. So since I use these quite regular now, I decided that this is like my only two fully charged, sitting on the side waiting for service type of batteries that I got. I said, you know what, I need more. So I did get more. So went on a jungle site and I just picked whatever's the highest ratings. Of course, we all know about Amazon ratings can be all paid off or influenced and stuff like that. So I just decided to pick a brand, and I picked the this particular brand is Hixon or Hixon, or however you want to pronounce it. It's spelled Hixon. They can be found on Amazon. One of the top searches for rechargeable lithiums. And this is their batteries that they got. So this is what they got for a battery. And then you see a big whopping 3,500 milliwatt hours. So don't be fooled by milliwatt hours, because they play that game too, like the nickel metal hydride, saying that we got so many amp hours in the battery. Well, 3,500 is probably about equal to maybe 2 amp hours at best. And depending on how it's constructed, and like I said, with these guys, I don't know how exactly they're constructed. The number ratings can be anywhere from 2 amp hours to 880 milliamp hours. So not much else to say on them. They're a good battery. Of course, these little guys, being that they look and act like the regular standard battery. Of course, you need a dedicated charger for your lithiums. So this is what this is, and it does support AA and AAA rechargeable lithiums and stuff like that. And this is a dedicated charger. You cannot charge any other battery in it. So you can't charge your NiCads, you can't charge your nickel metal hydrides. So you need to stick with your good old classic standard chargers for charging your nickel metal hydrides. And of course, this particular model, you can charge, refresh and analyze, break in, discharge, and cycle. So Just one of them gimmicks in there. Really, the only useful feature in it is the analyze, so you can determine whether it's time to toss your batteries, because it comes to a certain point where even a freshly charged battery, they're only rated for about 500 cycles or something like that at best, and then they start losing serious capacity where you start noticing it. It's like, I just charged these and they're already dead and stuff like that. So it's nice to have a dedicated charger just for that. I do have another one in here that's just a simple, dumb, fast charger for nickel metal hydrides and your NiCads, and this is also from Powerex. It's the of course they don't sell this model anymore. It's the NiMH-C40-401FS. Just a standard fast and slow charger depending on how you want to run it, and red for charging, green for charged and stuff like that. Simple charger for when your batteries are fresh and new and you just want to get them charged and get them in and get them out, blah blah blah. But at least once a year I like to analyze them to make sure that they still got, once they get to about 50% capacity, so if it's 2 amp hour, once it gets to about 1 amp hour, it's time to toss them. They've served their purpose. So, quick little video. Well, I don't know how quick it is, but my particular favorite batteries, Industrial Alkalines, gives you the cost of an alkaline, durability and performance of a lithium. If you still got uses for nickel metal hydride in certain situations, basically there's really a plethora of them out there. So whatever your favorite is, and of course if low battery warnings and stuff like that drive you nuts, and if you still want a rechargeable battery, of course nowadays they charge in under about 2 hours now, especially this particular brand. You got two different styles of lithium rechargeables. Ones that are tethered, and old school where they still you have a dedicated charger. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.